Before I tell you this story, I want you to ask yourself one question. Are you truly at peace or just busy enough to ignore your thoughts? Because I spent more than 40 years of my life chasing everything except peace of mind, money, success, respect. I had all of it. But I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't sit alone in silence. And at 79 years old, I realized something that changed my life forever. Peace is not something you find at the end of life. It's something you either build or slowly lose every single day. So please stay with me. Because what I'm about to tell you might save you years of stress, anxiety, and emptiness. My name is George Anderson. I'm 82 years old now. And if you looked at my life from the outside, you would think I had everything figured out. I built a successful business from nothing. I worked harder than most people I knew. Long days, long nights, endless pressure. But I never complained because I believed this was the price of success. I earned money, a lot more than I ever imagined I would. I bought a big house, drove expensive cars. People respected me. Some people even envied me. But there was something no one could see, something I didn't even fully understand at the time. I was not at peace, not even close. For years, I couldn't sleep properly. I would lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling. My mind would not stop. Thought after thought, worry after worry, regret after regret. Even when everything was going well, my mind would find something to worry about. I told myself it was normal. I told myself successful people are always stressed, that this is just how life works. But deep inside, I was exhausted. Not physically, mentally, emotionally. I remember one night very clearly. It was around 2 a.m. The entire house was silent. No sound, no movement. And I was sitting alone in my living room, lights off, just staring into the darkness. And for the first time in my life, I asked myself a question honestly. Why am I not happy? I had everything I once dreamed of, everything I worked so hard for. But I felt empty that night. Something inside me shifted. A few days later, I went to visit an old friend of mine. His name was Samuel. He was older than me, and his life was completely different from mine. He lived in a small house, no luxury, no big achievements, no wealth. But every time I saw him, he looked calm, peaceful, present. There was something about him, something I couldn't explain. We sat outside his house. No phone, no distractions, just silence. And for the first time in years, that silence didn't feel uncomfortable. It felt peaceful. After a while, I asked him, "How are you always so calm?" He smiled, a quiet, gentle smile, and said something that stayed with me forever. I stopped fighting my mind. At first, I didn't understand. So he looked at me and said, "You spent your whole life trying to control everything outside, but you never learned how to sit with what's inside." That sentence stayed with me for days, for weeks. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I realized something slowly. I had built a life on the outside, but inside, I was restless. I was always running, always chasing something, always distracted. I didn't know how to sit in silence. I didn't know how to be alone with my own thoughts, so I decided to try something. Something simple. Every morning, I sat alone. No phone, no television, no noise. Just me and silence. At first, it was unbearable. My mind was loud, very loud. Thoughts kept coming. Things I had done wrong, things I regretted, things I feared, memories I tried to forget. I wanted to get up. I wanted to distract myself, but this time, I didn't run. I stayed. I sat there and faced it. Days passed, then weeks, then months. Slowly, something started to change. My thoughts became softer, less aggressive, less overwhelming. My breathing slowed down. My mind became clearer. And for the first time in decades, I felt calm, real calm. Not temporary, not fake, but deep, peaceful calm. I started noticing things I never noticed before. The sound of birds in the morning, the way sunlight enters the room, the feeling of fresh air. A simple cup of tea tasted different. Everything felt more alive, more meaningful. I realized something important. Peace doesn't come from big achievements. It comes from small awareness, from being present, from letting go, from not trying to control everything. One day, I went back to see Samuel. We sat together again. This time, I didn't ask anything. We just sat in silence. And for the first time, I understood his world. He looked at me and smiled and said, "You found it, didn't you?" I smiled back. But then I asked him something. Why didn't I learn this earlier? He looked at me calmly and said, "Because you were too busy chasing things that never bring peace." That sentence hit me deeply. Most people spend their entire lives trying to fix the outside world. More money, more success, more recognition. But they never sit with themselves, never understand their own mind, never learn how to be at peace. Now, at 82 years old, my life is very different. I still have everything I built, but it doesn't control me anymore. I don't chase things the way I used to. I don't worry the way I used to. I sleep peacefully, I sit quietly, I think less, I feel more, and for the first time in my life, I am truly at peace. Sometimes I sit alone in the same living room, the same place where I once felt empty, but now it feels different. Now it feels calm. So if you're watching this right now and your mind feels heavy, your thoughts don't stop, you feel restless, even when everything seems fine, stop for a moment. Just stop. Sit in silence. Put your phone away. Close your eyes if you have to. And listen. Not to the noise outside, but to what's happening inside you. Don't run from it. Don't distract yourself, and just sit with it. Because peace is not somewhere far away. It's already inside you. You just never gave yourself time to find it. And trust me, you don't want to realize this at 80 like I did.